Next, based on our project assignment, I would like to share an introduction of this topic. Firstly it will be difficult for the media to accomplish its objective without the freedom to communicate. Secondly, from Musa Abu Hassan 1996 said, to inform and to communicate are the same thing because both carry a message that is transmitted from the source to the recipient. Third, the principles, conduct, and ethics of national media and communication are based on Islamic teaching. Fourth, communicate is to convey ideas or facts to someone, whether they are beneficial or not, with the aim of influencing them. In the concept of freedom of expression from the Islamic communication, Islam states that there is no compromise in matters relating to security, stability, and national sovereignty. It is everyone's responsibility, regardless of religion, race, rank, and lineage. Secondly, Islam teaches us that all societies need to try to create peaceful, pacifist, and peace-filled country in which noble values are respected and ultimately leads to contentment with God Almighty. And third, by their very nature, Islam shows that human action should be direct and controlled so that each action or remedy brings benefits to the human subject. Regarding to our research project about the level of knowledge of university students regarding freedom of speech from Islamic and Western media. In the first item in the questionnaire on the concept of communication in Islam, which does not give arbitrary freedom to its follower, we found that 75% of the respondents in the university area agree that freedom is not arbitrary in Islamic media, while the remaining 25% disagree and are not sure about the concept of freedom of communication that brought by Islam. In the second item related to understanding the concept of freedom of communication presented by the West, the result that we found is 67.9% of men and women agree that injustice is an effect of the concept of freedom of the Western media. However, there are 32.1% who are not sure about this step.
The role of Islamic media communication. First, to convey the messages, where the sender works to inform the recipient with knowledge, facts, and thoughts, as well as what situations or news are happening across the world. Second, developing educational functions. Receivers are trained by giving them knowledge and skills that enable them to perform their jobs and develop their scientific potential in accordance with what is required by the employment conditions. As a result, the recipient gains new knowledge and experiences and contributes to the scientific, cultural, and economy. Third, pose for advertisement. One of the most significant and well-known roles in the media today is advertising. Newspapers are now improving all of their other functions to raise the level of advertising as a result of the media's transformation into an industry and a commodity, which has made it part of the economic and commercial movement and caused it to start looking for sources of financing. The last one is entertainment purpose. The recipient find ease, pleasure, and enjoyment by entertaining the community's fellow energies and its participants. Islamic music, books, and Islamic video content like movie or documentary are some examples of entertainment of Islamic media. This entertainment bring joy to the receiver and benefits for them.
Hi, my name is Roضة binti Sلمان, number metric 1210395. Now I will present to you about the good and bad effect of Islamic communication media. First and foremost, I will explain the good effect of Islamic communication media to our life. Firstly, based to perspective Islam, communication media can bring the source of interaction between friends and family. For example, we can find out our lost friends, distant family members, or who that had relative with us through social media like WhatsApp. So with this facility, we can strengthen relationship, and besides we also can easily spread the Islamic message to each other. Secondly, communication media can serve as a source of information. Such of information can get easily in the media communication such as television, radio, newspapers, and also social media. But in this new modern era, we mostly use social media to get information. Then, the delivery of message always at our fingertips, so like our activity will easily spread to people. The Prophet Muhammad SAW has said that convey my teaching to the people even if it were a single sentence. Sahih Al-Bukhari. Next slide, I will show the bad effect of Islamic communication media. Firstly, communication media can create a false news and spread the rumors. As the Prophet Muhammad SAW said, the propaganda of rumors among people is lie. Muslim Sharif. This shows that not at all that news was true, and the bad rumor can be false. So that the bad about communication media in the side of Islam is we can open the misunderstanding about Islam to other people. Secondly, young people are getting lazy. At this point, I give an example. According to psychologist Prof. Dr. Mohit Kamal said, the children used to go to field as a past era, and now they are comfortably in house with their gadget. This is show that gadget can make more people obey the important thing, like to go away from the gadget even in some of minutes because it's related to people health. So there are many good and bad effects that come through Islamic perspective related to media communication.
I'm Najiha binti Ramli, metric number 1210394. Before that, thank you to my friend for her presentation. And now I'm gonna talk about concept freedom with communication. First, realism. This concept directing the way of looking deny user in research. And finally, the user's value, belief and emotion are forbidden to be involved in using it. Secondly, normalize. Normalize assume that the social world that external individual perception. Normalize shows that human as individual determine social reality. Thirdly, constructionist. Constructionist is to not aim to see reality but more to how we become aware of something. It is more about how far from the communicate have been arranged. And the concept last one is Foucault. Foucault have one theory that is produce power knowledge. Someone with power who is able to form knowledge for the public to see. News communication is that is spread in the community that is related to the powerful media. Based on this theory, it is not surprising if there are many cases of frauds committed by people in leadership position. That's all from me.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Mahzira binti Sلمان. My matric number 1210419. I will present about the role of Western communication media. Firstly, in Western countries, the communication media has freedom of expression to play its role as a link between the government and society. People can criticize the government and voice their own opinions on certain decisions and action of the government because there is no media restriction. For example, Finland because its law do not restrict media freedom. In addition, strengthening anti-Muslim and fear of Islam or called Islamophobia in Western countries is play a big role in expanding the area of Islamophobia, with magnifying issue or even attacking information from untrue sources. We find that news coverage and the language of a media reports often focus on things that are printed with negative concepts about Islam. Finally, the role of the Western media in shaping the mental image in society. It is because the media reinforce existing stereotypes through the content of the most important media channels such as television, radio, newspapers, cinemas, and others. For example, the movie Aladdin and the Magic Lamp, in which Arab guests negative stereotypes are insulted, mocked, and depicted in negative and shameful image, which show a bad image of Muslim and influence them in the mind of Western individuals.
Right, my name is Cakila binti Kidney. My metric number is 1213216. So, I will continue about good effect of Western communication media. Firstly, access to information. Western communication media provide wide access to information through television, internet, and social media. People can quickly get new knowledge and information about current topics from various sources. Second is culture exchange. Western communication media has many possible a wide culture exchange between various countries and communities. Movie, music, and television from the West have become popular in many parts of the world, enriches the cultural life of people in two countries. Other than that, social connection. Western communication media enable social connecting between people in different part of the world. With the exchange of media, social, and online communication platforms, people can interact, share experience, and establish relationships despite being in the distant location. And the last is technology innovation. The Western media industry has been a major driver of technology innovation. Development in communication technology such as high-speed internet, video streaming, and digital platforms have enabled fasting dissemination of information and progress in various other fields. So, we will continue about back effect Western communication media. First is culture dominance. Critics of Western communication media is culture dominance that can display local culture. The economic power and popularity of Western media often lead to dominance of the global market, causing the interest of Western culture that can treat local cultural diversity. Second is stereotype and bias. Western communication media is sometimes stuck in stereotype and bias against certain group. Inaccurate or negative representation can influence people's perception of current culture, religion, and racism, cause conflict or injustice. Privacy and security issue. The growth of social media and interest data collecting by Western communication media companies has raised private and security issue. Private violation, the spread of fake news and missing of personal data are problems that must be faced. And lastly, restriction on freedom of speech. Western communication media often emphasize freedom of speech. They are also concerned that some countries' powerful media companies can limit or control the content that can be accessed by the public.
Next, I will explain about the conclusion of this topic. There are differences regarding freedom of expression in the media according to Islam and Western perspective. According to Islam, freedom of expression has certain boundaries and limits. On the other hand, Western society are given the right to freedom of expression widely because they are promising society without being bound by the principles of spiritual moral values. Besides, freedom of expression in the media has its advantage and disadvantage. Among the benefits of freedom of expression are obtaining information and truth, expressing the right of nations, and creating a productive nation. But spread freedom of expression can also bring more harms than good, especially to Islam and Muslims. For example, it is proven that many websites and books on the internet have jokes to make fun of the value of Islamic teachings and give a bad image of Islam. Therefore, all parties are responsible for controlling the freedom of the media so not to exceed the limits established by Islam.